We were outside of Baghdad, this water treatment plant. And it seemed like a pretty nice area, you know, trees, green. But then, as we were leaving, two men with RPGs run out in front of us in the road. And there's a lot of yelling and screaming. And they holded themselves with women and children that were there, and we're all screaming, drop your weapon, drop your weapons. They had RPGs slung on their backs. And I was watching my sector on the left. They were on the right. You know, I was very adamant about watching my sector over there. But I just couldn't take it anymore, and I swung my rifle around, had my sight on the dude in the doorway, RPG on his back, had my sight on his chest. This is what I'm trained to do. But when I looked at his face, he wasn't a boogeyman. He wasn't the enemy. He was scared and confused. Probably the same expression I had on my face during the same time. He was probably fed the same BS I was fed to put myself in that situation. But seeing his face took me back, and I didn't pull the trigger. He got away. We get back up with Apache helicopters, Bradley fighting vehicles, and we go back into this nice little village asking questions. And you know, it's a pretty good history in Iraq. You know, if you got beef with your neighbor back in Saddam's day, you just say, "Hey, police, they said something bad about Saddam. Why don't you go get them?" And they take them and they torture them. Well, now here with the U.S., we're asking who are the troublemakers, and we hear from the people in the village that these people are troublemakers over here. So we go, and myself and another soldier steps off, and we toss the hut. Well, the only thing I find is a little .22 pistol, not AK-47s, not RPGs, not pictures of Saddam, not large caches of money. But we end up taking the two young men regardless. And I looked at my sergeant and I was like, "Sergeant, these aren't the men that we're looking for." And he told me, "Don't worry. I'm sure they would have done something anyways." And this mother, all the while, is crying in my face, trying to kiss my feet. And, you know, I can't speak Arabic. I can speak human. She was saying, "Please, why are you taking my sons? They have done nothing wrong." And that made me feel very powerless. You know, I was 82nd Airborne Division Infantry with Apache helicopters, fighting vehicles, and my armor, my M4. I was powerless. I was powerless to help her. And I was very naive back then. I thought that, you know, they would just take them and find out, yeah, they don't know anything. But later I found out people who were detained are being detained for years. Parents don't even know where their children are. And the lack of humanity in war, the place where you put yourself is, when you look at it in back, it's almost alien. We were driving down Baghdad one day, and we found a dead body on the side of the road. So we all pull over to secure it and wait for MPs or whatever authorities would come and take care of this dead man here who was clearly murdered. And my friends jumped off and started taking pictures with him, you know, with big old smiles on their faces, you know. And they said, "Hey, Viges, you know, you want a picture with this guy?" And I said, "No." But no, not in the context of that's really messed up because it's just wrong. on an ethical basis, but I said no because it wasn't my kill. You shouldn't take trophies for things you didn't kill. I mean, that's where my mindset was back then. Because I wasn't even upset that this man was really dead. They shouldn't have been taking credit for something they didn't do. But then, that's war, y'all. That's war. But instead of a soldier, I'm a soldier now, you know? I've switched it around. I like to just give this little poem here now. A soldier has put down their rifles and has picked up their souls. Instead of bullets, a soldier has their words. Instead of dogma, a soldier listens to their heart. Instead of secret codes, a soldier reflects their feelings and their thoughts. Instead of stealing land, a soldier expands the intellect. Instead of taking aim, a soldier takes reason. Instead of building fortifications that divide, a soldier grows with unity for all humankind. And that's what I feel we're doing now. Thank y'all for listening.